So at this point in time, you'll be introduced in terms of the actual product per se. So for the purpose of demonstration, we're just labeling it as the halal beef demo. So for this, you can even create the opportunity to dissect and label each of the asset or inventory that's being transformation for. In this case, you can actually see a batch of patties from Australia, and this will basically demonstrate the entire life cycle, or rather the entire supply chain from farm to fork, right? And each of these particular transaction or each actually activities will be verified, and to evidence that each of these transactions is being validated and approved. So that's basically how it works. At that point in time as well, each of these are able to provide feedbacks or concern. So any kind of abnormality in terms of any of these workflows or these supply chains activities can be feedback and captured. And for the relevant personnel involved concerning or concerned about the food supply chain for this particular product, they can actually enroll when they log in and enable their email so that get notified for each of the activities in the process. So let's start from the journey that the source where the original cattle is being demonstrated, hosted. So in this case, we are able to see the actual, because of the fact that our blockchains support NFTs, so you're able to put in videos, in fact, photos, and other things like documents, so that you can further enhance the credibility of each of the activities. So in this case, you're able to see the actual property where the cattle resides. Again, you can verify and see that the actual updater for this particular content is verified and is actually valid. After which, you can also see how the actual location where the cattle has been fed. So you can see the well-being of the cows, or rather the cattle, how it's happening to be, and a bit of a colors information on how actually this life cycle of this cattle that's residing in this. For this case, we can actually put the cattle be residing here for about 30 to 180 days. And next step for this is that the cattle, before it gets shipped to these centers, they will be first be weighed, and this weight will be validated with the photos, can also complement with the documents on what exactly is the reading of the individual cow. After which the cattle will then be marked and labeled, and they will actually be processed to do the transfer to the slaughterhouse, right? And all of these particular workflows can be captured and be sent as a series of validation in terms of the activities and the process. So let's say after the particular cattle has been picked up, they are being dropped off to the facility, and this facility again will be validated by the information, for example, like documents, the actual photo of where the premises or facility is, and you can actually verify all of these particular things. So there's no there's a total transparency and trackability in terms of that. So in terms of the facilities, verifying the location of the address and the actual placements of the photos, they can also be demonstrated here as well, right? And after which, that's actually the end product, and this end product is basically part of the outcome for the centers that actually been facilitating or processing this. So after this particular things is done, then there will be the documentation in order to prepare the meat here that will be processed. Processed meat will be sent out to Singapore. So this can be some of documentation, as I mentioned earlier, not just videos and photos. You can even attach PDF to further complement the informations and the integrity of that particular information. Okay, and further to that, compliance documents can also be put in, not just a pager, but can be multiple pages as well. And once you have all of that, you can actually access it individually, or you can actually see part of the blockchain. Again, you can verify it the source of that entry, and it can be very validated for sure, and have that assurance, the integrity. And all of this, before shipping in, we can actually exercise the integration of the eHalal, which was actually shared earlier. And all of that documents and verifications can be attached to this tracker. Such other information, for example, like notifications or reminders and notices, that has been communicated in terms of this beef journey from the farm to the destination, can also be attached to verify that series communications are all under the same tracking supply chain, right? So then finally it's reached Singapore, and can even capture the individual delivery to the restaurants or the food centers where that particular meat has been produced. So this can be part of an individual journey of this particular consumption for this particular beef. Right. So at the end of the day, when the customer, when they scan on that e-halal, on top that e-halal certification, this actual tracker can also be embedded into the e-halal certificate, so that they will be able to see this whole experience and verify that actually it's actually the farm to table verification, not just about the halal process, but also the source of that particular destination.